As a gay man and a haute couturier, I'd always loved to be surrounded by the most beautiful of women and reveled in making them gorgeous creations which made them feel confident and powerful. As a nightclub doorman, I've learned to despise women and fear their proximity for fear of physical attacks or false allegations of sexual assault. I'm a modern misogynist, and the females of my species has made me this way. This is my story. Although I grew up in a family mostly comprised of domineering women, it all really started in 2001 when I first opened my design studio and atelier. It was here where I created the most gorgeous gowns for the socialites of Brighton in the UK. My customers were amazing, the nicest of women who would be so humble that I was going to make them the gowns of their dreams for their most special occasions. I was absolutely outrageous and lovely with them, and they were all fabulous right back. As a new designer, funds were tight and an extra income would have come in handy. On the advice of a female friend, I acquired my door supervisor's license and began working as a doorman in the nightclubs. Suddenly, by the same class of women who would be celebrating my skill and talent as a fashion designer, I was being treated as some dumb heterosexual club bouncer who was too stupid to get a decent job and who was there to be manipulated and seduced if possible. Having never had issues with women whatsoever before, I found myself being physically assaulted by condescending and arrogant women. Granted, the physical assaults didn't happen immediately. Only once their feminine wiles ceased to sway me in my decision on eviction did they get violent. I've been attacked by groups of women on several occasions because one of the group was disruptive and was being dealt with. I've been reported to and interviewed by police countless times, 3 of them for being false allegations of sexual assault, and have heard women lie repeatedly about me, knowing that they can rely on their hetero-femme privilege to have police turn a blind eye to their sexist behavior. Video footage of encounters with females is so important to have these days. Without it, many innocent men face prison. I've had one woman take me to court for having broken her arm while evicting her from a nightclub. Fortunately, security footage shown in court clearly showed myself forcibly removing the unruly woman from the bar and placed her on the pavement outside of the venue, only to show her taking a running drop kick at me once I'd returned to my position. Next frame shows me stepping out of her way and the woman smashing into the wall, breaking her own arm. Had it not been for security footage, I would have had my life ruined by a hideous, deceitful woman who, in her own words, said to me, "I'm not having a man do this to me. I'm going to ruin your life." These are some of the dangers men like myself face on a daily basis from a modern feminist woman. In reality, it's not just the modern woman who behaves in such a manner and exhibits little respect for men. Last year I was assaulted by a woman after I was in a bar I was providing security for. The woman in question was denied permission to go out for a cigarette after the bar was closed and people were finishing drinks. This woman punched me in the face full on and knocked me to the ground, permanently damaging my kneecap. Again, police refused to charge her with assaulting me for fear of giving the woman a criminal record. For what reason should I finish up in this state after a fun night at work? Even my own mother's reaction to the assault shocked me. I later had a video chat with my mother and recounted the assault to her. Thank God I saw her face when she began to laugh about what I told her. I asked her why she was laughing. She replied, "Well, it is kind of funny, don't you think?" Well, I certainly gave my mother a dressing down. I explained to her exactly what hetero-femme privilege was. I explained to her that as a gay man, I do not play a part in the hetero-male-female power battle of the sexes. As a gay male, I have never played any part in the alleged oppression of women, and I see no reason why I should ever have to be assaulted because feminists refuse to take direction from men in a position of authority. These twisted views on male-female power struggle are passed down from generation to generation. I mentioned earlier that I've been reported to the police for sexual assault against women. The reality is that rape and unprovoked assault against women by men is a rarity in society. Just recently here where I live, a local gay bar had a list of complaints to the police published in the local paper. Out of 12 official complaints to the police made by women, 5 complaints were obvious lies made up by women against men. 2 complaints were about female violence, and 2 were reports of assault where women were apparently drunk or on drugs unconscious. This clearly illustrates the reality of the dangers men face daily with dishonest and vindictive women. This wastes the time of the men accused and wastes tax dollars through wasted police time. All women who lie about men to the police need to receive equal punishment to the sentence the man would have received. Women would think twice about lying about a man assaulting her if there were going to be an equally heavy penalty to pay if she was caught lying, I believe. The argument that fear of retribution would frighten women off reporting actual assaults doesn't bear any weight against men being unjustly dragged before the courts senselessly. Females lie about physical and sexual assault committed by men almost always. This is illustrated by police statistics showing that only 5.7% of all rape cases result in conviction. As a gay man working in the security industry, of the large list of accusations of physical and sexual assault women have made to the police about myself, 100% of the accusations women have made against myself have been false. I mean, really. I would be more likely to fix a woman's hair and makeup than sexually assault her while I'm at work in a nightclub. Mine has certainly not been an isolated case. I've seen male friends' lives destroyed by random women who have lied to police upon removal of a venue for reasons of being aggressive to others. Hetero-friend privilege allows women to destroy men without fear of punishment. Alcohol consumption is used as a valid reason as to why a woman should be excused for her bad choices, and a male equally under the influence should finish in jail for a woman's bad choice. Even serial killers cite annoying female behavior and demeaning rejection as driving motive for their crimes. I watched a documentary about the women left behind in the life of Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer. At a certain point in the film, the woman in his life was shown a video of Gary Ridgway talking about his motivation for killing women. Obviously, he was not all there from the start, but he did reveal that his hatred for women started as a young boy due to all of the domineering women in his life. He even confessed to leaving a family Christmas briefly to go out and kill a hooker to help him alleviate the irritation of the constant nagging from the women in attendance. I sat dumbfounded watching as all the women could comment on was that Gary Ridgway showed no remorse for what he had done. Not one of the women at all showed any remorse themselves by saying, "Oh my God, what did we do to him to make him do all those things?" Or, "Had we not nagged him continually that Christmas, maybe that poor woman he went out to kill would still be alive." The utter refusal to accept even a fleeting role, even when actually told so by the criminal himself, was incredulous. I was just shocked by the female refusal to own that their nagging and domineering behavior fed into his twisted perversions. You would never guess that I was once a huge supporter of women. This is what feminism has done to me.